Welcome, and today we're going to talk about Necrozma raid review and the counters to get you ready for pretty much the best unit in the game right now. Alright, real quick, the Necrozma raid day will be this Saturday, December 14th from 2 to 5 p.m. There's going to be a couple bonuses. Right now, we already received 2 free raid passes a day. On top of it, we will get 5 additional free raid passes, which will give us a total of 7. There's also an increased chance to encounter shiny Necrozma in raids, and we will have a raid remote limit pass limit increase up to 20 from Friday, December 13th at 5 p.m. to Sunday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So in the East Coast here, that means it will be from 8 p.m. Friday to 11 p.m. just to give you a example of some of the time zones. On top of it, there is an event ticket. This event ticket I will be purchasing partially because there will be 8 additional raid passes from spinning gym photo discs to give you a total of 15, which is absolutely insane. There's going to be an increased chance to get rare candy XL from raid battles with this. That's the thing that I need the most. On top of it, you'll get 50% more XP from raid battles and 2 times Stardust. If you do take the event ticket, I highly suggest that you at least spend an hour and a half each for both a lucky egg and star pieces, as you will get very beefy rewards for doing the Necrozma raids. Depending on how many raid passes you feel like you're going to be using at the end, you can obviously change that amount overall. Even if you don't purchase the ticket, it's still pretty good time to try to get through the 7 raid passes that you will also get. On top of it, if you go to the web store, you will gain an additional premium battle pass, which will give you 16 battle passes for the price of $5. So Necrozma itself is what you're going to be getting initially. It is weak to Bug, Dark, and Ghost, which are not exactly the most common elements that you'll be seeing. It is very strong to Fighting and Psychic. All in all, though, you're going to be getting Necrozmas more for the fusion, which you will be able to decide which fusion that you're looking for, at least which energies you're looking for, depending on which form you will be fighting. Let's go ahead and go to Dawnwing's Necrozma. This one will give you, each time you beat it, you'll get 100 of that energy. You need 1,000 of it total, so you need to defeat 10. If you still have energy from the Go Fest, then you don't need to worry as much. My personal goal here is to get a shiny high-end. Don't really care which one right now. Overall, Dawnwing's Necrozma is double weak to Dark and Ghosts, but has a lot of strengths, including Poison and Psychic, double resist at normal, and triple resist in fighting. Dawnwing's Necrozma stats is very, very strong. Both Dawnwing and Dusk Mane are the 2 strongest Pokemon currently that we basically fight with. That's not including Mega, and honestly, they're about as strong as most Megas. 46-34 max CP with 277 attack, 220 defense, and 200 stamina. Don't see many Pokemon with very good stats overall. If anything, this is a little bit weak in the stamina. For Dawnwing's Necrozma, you're going to see it in windy and foggy conditions for the weather boosting. Normal CP you're looking for is 2342 is the magic number, and the same thing for and for weather boosted, it's 2928. Overall, though, this is going to be the same CPs for both Dawnwings and Dusk Mane, so just remember those 2 numbers for when you're going against. Finally is Dusk Mane. Personally, I think this is the slightly better PvP unit, but these both are used very highly on my end, and you need a Cosmog in order to fuse. I'm not going to go through the exact requirements, as we've kind of already gone through that. If you do need that, we will just ask questions and I'll be happy to answer. Dusk Mane Necrozma, though, does take increased damage from Dark Fire, Ghost, and Ground, but is strong to a lot more, including Dragon, Fairy, Flying, Grass, Ice, Normal, Rock, and Steel, Double, and Poison and Psychic. Exact same stats. So from a PvP standpoint, Dusk Mane is much more likely to overall resist any damage being taken to it. Obviously, stay away from dark, fire, ghost, or ground. And if you do fight them, if you know that they have a Necrozma, having a dark or a ghost is always going to be very useful to counter Necrozmas. And in Master Leagues, I do highly suggest that you have at least one dark or ghost type move, as you're most likely to fight a Necrozma overall. But even for raids, these are one of the strongest raid units. Very, very flexible overall. And with that, let's go ahead for the top counters. So for the counters, the top 3 mega counters, if you need it because your group is small, is going to be Tyranitar, Houndoom, and Gyarados. The top one is definitely going to be Tyranitar. It's pretty wide gulf. Outside of that, Bite and Brutal Swing are going to be the top damage overall, and Necrozma will melt with Tyranitar overall. Don't need it mega if you have a group that you think can take it down, but if you're running with a group of 3 or 4, then yeah, you should be megaing Tyranitar if you can. If not, Houndoom is a second place by itself with Snarl and Foul Play. The top 6 normal counters, we first have obviously Tyranitar, then Darkrai, Hydreigon, Shadow Weevil, Yveltal as the top 5. As you notice, anything that has either Dark or Ghost, and really right now the only one is Darkrai with Shadow Ball for Ghost. Everything else though is Dark. All in all, it is not a super hard battle, as there's a lot of decent counters to Necrozma, but it can attack pretty hard. So you just need to make sure that you go as hard as you. Finally, the adventure effects. There are 2 types depending on which. Dusk Mane gets Sunsteel Strike, and Dawn Wings gets Moongeist Beam. So in the daytime, if you need to find or hunt for nighttime creatures, you can cast Moongeist Beam, and vice versa. In the nighttime, if you're looking for daytime, you can cast Sunsteel Strike. In most of the world, this is not super useful, but if you are in an upper or lower latitude and you're stuck either in a day cycle or a night cycle, I could see some use for this. But overall, me being more in a mid-latitude region, I haven't needed the use of either of these effects yet, but as an attack, they are by far the best attacks overall, so make sure you keep these effects on. The damage is pretty strong with both. I highly suggest that if you want another type of damage, you just use a additional attack overall. With that, that's all we've basically got for today. As always, please give me a like and subscribe if you enjoy this, and also, I promise to do better next time. Bye, everyone.